I've been practicing.
Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast, the only local live streaming podcast of its kind. We're coming to you from the brand new Legacy Studios in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I'm Rich Howells, the founder and editor of NEPA Scene. And today we're here with Angelia Petrillo, Taury Seward, and Jeff Nye, the stand-up comedians who are organizing and performing at Artist to Artist, a benefit for friends on Sunday, February 5th at the V-Spot in Scranton. We're going to talk about their different comedic styles and influences, the comedy scene in Northeastern Pennsylvania, putting together shows with a variety of voices and perspectives, how they come up and develop with their jokes, entertaining and dealing with crowds of all kinds, the Artist to Artist benefit at the V-Spot, of course, the healing power of laughter, much, much more. So please stay tuned for the full hour. We would love to hear from you guys down below in the comments. So anything you want to say, anything you want to know about stand-up comedy in the area, anything you want to know about their background or anything, make sure you leave that down below, and we will get to those later on in the show. Before we dive in, I just want to thank Josh Balls for letting us use his recording studio. You probably know him for his music or as the owner of the Strange and Unusual Oddities Parlor in Kingston, as well as Noir Dark Spirits in Scranton. His latest venture is Legacy Studios. So you learned a little bit about that in our last episode, and we're going to tell you more about that in the future. But tonight we're focusing on local comedy. Also, a special thanks to our sponsor, merchbooth.com. They provide us with the video equipment and the audio equipment that helps power the NEPA Scene Podcast. Merch Booth helps entertainers, podcasters, and influencers create and sell merchandise online. If you already have designs, you can get started right away for free. However, if you'd prefer to have Merch Booth create some kick-ass designs along with over $1,000 in annual benefits, you can become a Merch Booth VIP member for only $19.99 a month. Learn more and sign up at merchbooth.com, and make sure you check out the NEPA Scene store while you're there. All right, so let's dive right in. When I was young, I kind of grew up on like Monty Python and Kids in the Hall and stuff that kind of developed my sense of humor. I would say, how did you see your sense of humor develop? What were maybe some of the early things that made you guys
laugh? I was obsessed with all that when I was a kid.
And good,
just
yes.
Like, so that was like perfect. For my age, I was like 8 or 9 years old, so I love that, like the silliness and stuff like that.
That fits right in there.
Yeah, I still reference it, and people are just like, "What are you talking about?" Oh.
I guess since Tori's staring at his phone, influences. Sure. No, you're messing around with your phone on national TV. You're embarrassing me in front of Angelia and Rich.
Sharing.
All right, may I share?
Sharing. Yes.
My influences, you mentioned Kids in the Hall. That strikes very deep with me because they were so heavy hitting at first. You know, they were the first people. They were pioneers, along with people like Second City.
Yes.
A couple of the other things that escaped me even before SNL. Those I even used to watch like old stuff of Don Rickles and Buddy Hackett. Joan Rivers is a big influence. I love Joan Rivers. So like a mixture of the Kids in the Hall, a lot of old TV. Even like before Comedy Central was kind of cool.
Right.
The stuff that you'd see in the Fringe, like that kind of stuff was like the biggest for me.
Yeah, like my parents were more into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They had like, VHS tapes and, early adopters of DVD and stuff like that, getting those types of things and watching them that way, or like late at night, like A&E used to show Monty Python like really late at night.
Yeah.
But they would like chop it up really weird.
Yes.
Where like they didn't know how they
would take out all the good stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah, they took a lot of the good stuff. Obviously the nudity and stuff was gone, but like they would also just like cut it just for time. They would just like cut a
shorts,
and then just end the show, and it just went to credits, and you're like, the fuck just happened?
Then you watch the movie, it was like another treat there. You're like, oh, I don't remember this on the TV show, so this is perfect, so it was nice. Those little Easter eggs that you get as a kid, those I hung on to all that stuff forever. How
about you, Tori?
For me, honestly, I was poor, so I don't know what the hell y'all talk about A&E and all that. Like smokes and channels. I had a channel. Now honestly, like my first real introduction to comedy was the Dean Martin roast.
Okay.
Like, but only watching the infomercials, so you just watch the same shit
Yeah,
over and over again. And I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is hilarious. You know what I mean? And then we got 2 channels, and I was able to see in living color. And
I forgot about that.
and then PBS from time to time would air like some Rodney Dangerfield stuff.
Okay.
And I remember I got to see Ladybugs. And I like honestly, yeah, Rodney Dangerfield was my first like real like I'm like, damn, I kind of wanted to do that. Like, cause he just, being an awkward dude in the hood and him being an awkward dude in comedy who like, you had your Dean Martins and all of them that were sex symbols, even Sammy Davis to a degree, but he leaned into the ugly. I love that.
So did Don Rickles. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Did you rehearse this before you came here?
I told you I'm media trained.
Right, fair enough.
Trained myself.
Yeah, that was a good answer. Can I change mine?
You mentioned what made you kind of want to get into stand-up. What about all you guys? What was the kind of the
attention? I love attention.
I think I can do this.
I love attention. That's it. I'm very narcissistic, deep-rooted into just me. And if I can make people laugh, then that's all that matters. And I'll do anything for the laugh too. Anything.
Yeah, I guess you can say attention, but I don't like to say that, but people are always like, oh, like you do it for attention. I'm like, no, but I guess at some level for everyone there is. You're like, fine.
Yeah.
But I used to be like a big musical theater nerd, and I really liked doing all of that kind of shit, but I just like wasn't really any good at it. But the thing that I was always good at was just being funny and being myself, which is really easy to do, and people seem to get a fucking hoot out of it. So when I was in high school, everyone was able to like make a little like sketch at the end of the year or whatever, and like no one really did it, and I did like a little stand-up about whatever, and like it felt so fucking good. Like I was like, oh my God, like I love this, I'm good at this. And then I didn't do it for like 12 years, and now here I am not doing it again for a couple of years, but whatever.
Man, yeah, listen, comedy has the most in common with politics, with politicians. Like they're both very funny. Seems like it's for the people, but that shit is for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's other than my children and the joy that comes from them, there's no greater feeling than somebody coming up to you after a show and be like, my day was pretty shitty. It just made it better. Like that feeling is like, but I was tired of shit driving home for 2 hours, and that feeling kept me awake. Like I couldn't get no coffee, but like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the same thing. Like we all have egos, and to pretend like we don't, you lying if you say you ain't got it. You have to have an ego to be able to get up there. But there's levels to it. You could be, here, you could be Kanye fucking West. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah, I think part of it is feeling, like get addicted to it too. Once you get on stage and you get some laughs, like, how do I do that again? How do I do that again? There's constantly. I always feel like I'm chasing a dragon, but it's like
this must be what crack is like.
The healthiest dragon I've ever chased. You know what I mean? Like it's always that. So
that's a good name for a comedy album, Chasing a Healthy Dragon.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's a lot better than heroin.
Wouldn't know.
So what subjects do you guys like to focus on or joke about, or do you think maybe it's your specialty, I would say?
That's a tough one. I have a lot of things all over the place. I don't think there's anything specific that I like to touch on.
Man, say fucked up shit.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? Yeah. I like to talk about fucked up
that's
shit.
It. Yeah,
Jeff is a little fucked up.
He's like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's all things. If it's funny, I want to talk about it. Like if I see an old lady fall and it's horrific, but there's still something funny in it, I want to try and accentuate that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yes, it was horrible that the old lady fell, but let's all laugh together about it. Even the old lady. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anything, any topic. Pets, from pets to, I don't know, cars. I don't fucking know.
I'm awkward and unorthodox, so I try to make it, really more so about the shit that I like. And if you could vibe with it, like, cool, because at the end of the day, like, I'm giving you a piece of myself. Right. So, I mean, it should be like I don't really want to do segues or kind of lean into anything or follow some sort of, because I don't. I'm a 6'6" Black dude that loves Bob Dylan and didn't play basketball. So nothing about my style should be what you expect it to be. And I'm a Vader lover.
So really just playing with people's expectations is really a big part of it.
Yeah, I think I think the same for me as for Taury. You can try and like fit yourself. Like when I first started doing stand-up, I was like, oh, I need to do this or make a joke like this or shorten this. And I find that when I try to like fit myself into a little box, it just never works. Anyway, so I just go up there and do whatever I want and I'm myself. And if people like me, that's great. And if they don't, then fuck you. I mean, you're still, people say they don't like me and they still laugh anyway. So like, you can go fuck yourself. And I like you know, you guys know I like to make up songs sometimes, dumb stuff, just dumb. I'm dumb and silly, I think.
It's weird to be like, hey, like we are as comedians, we argue all the time, like, you know, like let's pass the line, let's, you know, we should be always touching the line and breaking the rules and the norms and letting you see the fourth world society. Then there should be no rules when it comes to how we do it on stage. I don't care even if a comedian had notes. If I'm gonna discredit your funny because you have a terrible memory, like that's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, there are a lot of stigmas. Is that the right word? Stigmas for comedy? Like, don't bring notes on stage.
Yeah.
Sometimes told me and when I first started, I'd be like, this person has notes on stage. Like, even if it was a mic, I'd be like, fuck out of here. And like, I mean, I still think there's a time and a place, but even like to what you should wear on stage. Like I've been told weird, that it's unprofessional for me to wear shorts, which is like
weeb rule.
Yeah, like what?
If they're worried about what you're wearing, then you're not doing your job.
Yeah, right? I don't understand.
You're not making them laugh, right? Because they're clearly distracted. By
yeah. And then you see comedians on TV and like all pleather suits with like their like camel toe hanging out, and they're like, it's fine, like as long as it's not shorts, like whatever.
Or like I got told wearing a suit made me seem cocky, and I'm like, I'm confident in this, like I'm comfortable in this. It makes me feel good about myself. But all right.
Yeah, I've heard some weird stuff. Like the notes thing. Like I remember when I first started carrying notes up stage, I was all in my head about it all the time. Now, like trying to work without them, but yeah, I remember doing that and like asking Taury or somebody like, is this all right if I come up on stage with some notes? Like there was a lot of weird shit like that in the beginning.
I wouldn't worry about that too much because a lot of the professional comedians that I've seen have notes.
Yes.
I've seen Lewis Black,
they're
George
taped
Carlin,
to the stage and stuff.
And just recently, Jerry Seinfeld, when he was at the Kirby Center, he was doing some new stuff, and he said, "I'm bringing some notes on, just letting you know." And he set his notes down, and he looked at them a few times. So, like, if that guy can sell out 2 shows at the Kirby, no problem.
Yeah.
And been one of the most famous comedians of all time, living currently.
That's true.
Notes do help. And a lot of times the comedians have notes and then you see them with notes. It's not even notes. It's like a list of like subjects or like things that you just want to like, you don't want to miss. Like sometimes I will just put like a word that like makes my story funny. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like things like that like, it's really not even notes sometimes.
Right.
But
yeah, it's not like you're reading off of it the whole time.
God, no, that would be weird.
Yeah, that would be easy comedy if you could just read from your fucking monologue. You know what I mean? Like that would be easy. No.
The late night, the teleprompter stuff. Where they're talking. It makes sense from the perspective of you don't want somebody looking down the whole time while they're talking, but it does come off a lot of times like you have to have that timing exactly right. Some people are really good at that, and some of these late night guys are, I'm like, how?
And there's also 12, 13 people right now.
Like, and some of them are really good interviewers, and some of them are not really good interviewers too. And that I think is a whole other skill. Telling jokes and doing stand up, or even doing like comedy skits is one thing.
Yes.
Like Jimmy Fallon, I feel like he's really a bad interviewer.
Really? Okay. I haven't seen him in a while. I was gonna say I love him very much.
He's okay. Like he's a decent like comedian overall, I think. But like when you watch him interview people, he just laughs through the whole
I was
thing.
just gonna say, I feel like he just laughs a lot. I know, but I
he
love
just
that.
kind of agrees with everything. And he
Yeah.
doesn't challenge anybody's answers, and he doesn't play off the answer. You could tell he's kind of reading from a script.
I know.
He's not perfected that at all.
We need that. We missing that Letterman.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, then you have people like Letterman where like they show clips and like there's like a teenage star like traumatized and he's like, how many times were you in rehab? And
yeah, he was brutal.
I mean, the Joaquin Phoenix has always been number one for me. That was the greatest interview I ever seen in my life. That was the awkwardest shit. Y'all didn't see that?
No.
What kind of white people?
No, what the fuck? I got things to do.
You know, that reminds me. I was gonna ask later on, but you know, maybe who are some of your favorite national comedians, and maybe like some of your least favorite. You know, they don't necessarily have to have an influence on you or anything. Maybe just people you like to watch or people you think are really funny or whatever. Because usually you guys will delve pretty deep, and it's not just like I like Jerry Seinfeld. Like, you know, you like maybe some comedians that maybe not everybody's heard, but you know, maybe somebody should, you know, go look up their special or something like that.
Okay, I love Kevin Meaney, old school, very, very much. If you guys if you haven't watched him, like I will piss my pants every time I fucking watch him. Hysterical. I love Sarah Silverman, classic. Grew up with her, like she's amazing. Even to this day, her podcast is like so fucking good. I really like Jenny Zagrino. She's like, she has a Netflix special. I think it's like a half hour. You guys can watch it. I really like Beth Stelling is one of my favorites. Also, she's very good. And there's this comedian named Steph Tolev. And honestly, she's like a little bit on the circuit. I think she was just on, did Bill Burr have something on Netflix or did someone on Netflix have something where like they had a couple comedians?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Steph Tolev is on that. I did not get to watch it yet, but like I've seen quite a lot of her stuff, and she is just like what I aspire to be. She gets away with being just nasty and vile in the absolute best fucking way. She, oh God, I want to like describe some like one of her jokes, but like I can't. Just please go look her up. She's like fucking her TikTok. I fucking love her. She's a big deep voice. Steph Tolev.
I just looking in the camera. I just feel like my dick is just.
It is
like, right. You know what I mean?
Up,
like,
because your legs and feet are positioned in just such a way.
Yeah, kind of like this.
That is what
that makes it worse.
The kids call that big dick energy. Is that what they call that?
Yeah, I just small dick over here.
It looks less like a dick from the angle that I'm looking at, and more like you just have like a load in your pants, like just huge balls, just huge balls.
It's like I got this all balls here, girl. Yo, just side note. Speaking of that, I always find it weird, like the whole stuff in your pants thing. Like I get stuff in your bra, like that makes sense.
Right.
But like no woman's ever been like, girl, his balls was huge.
right.
I don't know, man. You gotta meet some of the girls I run with. They like big balls, you know what I mean? It's big, purpley. Anyway.
I honestly, man, the one person that I'm watching, no matter, like they can read the dictionary for me, and I probably will watch it, would be Ali Sadiq right now. Like I just think he's just the greatest storyteller.
Okay.
God, he's just watch Domino Effect. And I mean the brilliance of anybody being able to bring something like full circle, like all the way around, but like for somebody to say one key phrase and the first maybe 45 seconds of them talking and bring that one phrase all the way back to the end. And you laugh so hard because you get it. Like he's unreal right now.
That storytelling sort of technique.
Oh my God. I would say Earthquake. I've been enjoying Earthquake for quite some time. Earthquake is amazing. And then this might, I don't know if it'll surprise anybody that actually knows me, but for those out there that don't know me, Elijah Schlesinger.
Okay.
I fucking love her. I love her. And I know people hate her and just like, I fucking love that woman. I think she has the best stage presence of any comedian out right now. Like, we're not talking about her jokes. I'm not talking about her being better than anybody else joke-wise. I'm talking about as far as commanding that stage, I pray to one day be as good as she is at just, she owns that shit. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
That was a good answer. I like it. I guess I'll accept it. I go back to being a little kid sitting in front of the TV watching 2-3 channels as a kid, because I was a poor child as well. But if you went out and you moved the bunny ears enough, you'd get some fuzzy channel, other fuzzy channels. Yeah. But again, reruns of Buddy Hackett, Don Rickles, old school Joan Rivers takes me back. He mentioned the roast of Dean Martin. That was actually probably one of the most important things in my life, because at that age, watching that, I didn't understand the dynamic these guys had between each other, of how they can rip each other apart, bust each other's balls so bad, and then laugh about it. And I found that the most admirable thing. I love that. That's like with my comedian friends. We're mean as shit to each other because we love each other. You know what I mean? Like, we will say, if Tori had a booger hanging out of his nose and he was talking to a girl, I'm going to bust his balls about it for weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the kind of drive. It's more the camaraderie that I'm really attracted to. You know what I mean? Again, the old school hats, those are my influences. Anything else now? I listen to so many different things and radio shows. I'm very audible with everything I listen to. Like, I can't watch too much stuff. It has to just be in my head playing constantly. So I couldn't nail down like a specific name. I could tell you that Schlesinger annoys me, and so does Hannah Gadsby. That's all I got out of that.
Yeah. Very. I watched the Hannah Gadsby special. The one that like is her.
The comedy one, heavy quotes.
And I get what she's going for, but yeah, I could understand either way. Like, if you really liked it, I could get that.
I get anti-comedy is cool. Like, but
yeah. At the same time, I was like, this feels more like a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, what was the guy that did the anti-comedy set? Tim Heidecker. He did his very well.
Good word. I'm lost.
It's like being out there and making it a joke. It's like very on the surface term. I'm sorry if I catch you with that term. That is.
I just don't know what it means.
It's just like when you're up there and you're portraying a joke, but it's not really a joke. It doesn't get
like half the comedians out there.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if you want to say that, yeah.
But but it's then calling it a style. Well, that's my style.
Yeah,
like mumble rap.
The one guy, Tim Heidecker, was able to do that.
Just one of those you don't get it kind of things.
Okay.
I don't love that. I don't love when people say stuff like that.
This might be controversial, but this is what happens when you get everybody first place trophy, man. I'm sorry, like, I'm just being honest. It's like this dude Blueface who don't rap on the beat. Like, nah, you gotta rap on the beat or mumble rap. Like, nah, you gotta say words.
Right.
Like, that's the one requirement of rap. Like, you have to use the English language. Like, I don't care if you throw a little Spanish in there, a little Italian, but it has to be words. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now we just gonna be like, oh, like if you bad on stage, like, oh, I'm an anti-comedian. Like, you wasn't supposed to laugh, so I actually won. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, I'm not with it. Nah, I'm not with it. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know who this wasn't it. Hannah Gadsby. Hannah. I'll check it out.
Is there anybody you don't like?
Well, I will say, as the token gay, that I started Hannah's special and then I shut it off in like 12 minutes because I just wasn't laughing.
Yeah.
People I don't like. I don't know. There's no one that I have like disdain for. I'm not really like. This sounds really bad, but I don't like watch a shit ton of comedy. Like, I just don't.
Get in your head about it?
No, I just like not that I don't want to be influenced, but like sometimes I just like you have to be like, you guys have seen me at shows. I'll sit there. Sometimes I just don't laugh. I mean, I piss my pants for Tori all the time, but like, and like when I laugh, I laugh, but like, I just can't. Yeah. Sometimes I just like can't do it, but I will tell you that like that fucking Dry Bar website, I'm always getting fucking shit from them. Yeah. And like, I'll watch it and I'll be like, okay, I see where they're going. And then like 3 minutes in and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, why? I'm like, they could be recording these fucking people in Scranton and be way fucking better. Yes. Anyway, so I think it's that kind of stuff that I don't like. It's not necessarily like anyone who's successful is successful for a reason. Like there's something about you, like whether you're like a great writer or your stage presence or whatever, but like there's so many people on like this like under circuit that's like, working and like doing really well, whatever. But like, it's just because like, I don't know, because like they know people, or because they like paid the right money to do the right comedy class at the right city, or like they sucked someone's dick, which like I will do for the right work. But yeah, I don't, or pussy or tentacle, like whatever.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
like,
I don't have, even if I did, I wouldn't want to say their name, but like, I mean, there's plenty of people you watch that, you like, damn. Like, even if like you watch somebody that doesn't even necessarily have the same style as you or whatever, but you know somebody that has that same style. Like, I'll watch a person that's kind of like Zach Hammond-ish, and I'm like, yeah, nah, he should be in that spot.
Yeah.
Like, that person is trash compared to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I also at the same time think it's weird for any comedian to judge another comedian. Like, you're not there for them. Like, if I'm at a show, it's like, no disrespect. Like, everybody know, like, I listen to music. I have anxiety. I get in my head. I do my dancing like ain't nobody around. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's his name from, what's that movie with the white boy that was dancing? They tried to ban it.
I don't know any of your gay terminology.
I love that you just made a Footloose reference.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm him. At the last scene when he was inside the warehouse dancing his ass off. That's me at every show. The fuck who's around? Pretty women, important men. I don't give a shit. Like, I got to do my thing. Yeah. But so like, you know, if the fans like it, they like it. You don't have to like it.
Sure.
Like, it's we, you know what I'm saying? Like, but are there people who you like? Yeah, he paid up with the right person. Yeah, hell yeah, no, hell yeah. But it's like that in any genre. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real here. Like, you know, Pink, or say a Christina Aguilera, or Joss Stone. Perfect example, Joss Stone. Joss Stone will blow anybody you can think of, singing wise, excluding maybe Beyonce and Rihanna, vocally, and Mariah Carey, out of the water. Joss Stone's voice is crazy. Not that many people know.
That is true, actually. Joss Stone is pretty amazing. She had an album.
I thought she was a black woman. I thought she was a fat black woman when I first heard her.
That's actually was when I used to work at this record store. That was a big misconception. I guess it doesn't matter. But she had a cover album that was phenomenal. And it was I believe it was a bunch of like Aretha Franklin hits and stuff on. Maybe not. Maybe I'm confused. This was like 20 years ago. It's been out for a while, but Joss Stone is amazing. Sorry to derail that.
So if I thought it'd be funnier if I asked it this way. So I was going to say, how, if you're putting on a show, just a lot of people, like, for example, you're doing a concert, they're going to go, well, what kind of music do you play? Or what kind of, what kind of bands are playing or whatever. Do people do that with comedy too? They're like, oh, well, what kind of comedy is it going to be? Is it going to be offensive, or is it going to be this or that or whatever? Okay. So I thought it would be funny if maybe you could, if you're putting on the show, you guys are all on the show, you could describe what the other comedians are like, your other fellow comedians next to you, as opposed to trying to describe what your sense of humor is or how your jokes are. Say like, oh yeah, my friend Jeff Nye will be there and he does this or that sort of thing. So how would you describe maybe the other comedians on this roster?
Okay.
Go ahead, Angie.
Yeah, I think first. Jeff is just... Jeff's comedy Jeff's comedy, it's a little gross.
Thank you.
It's like a rash that comes on your leg and you're like, ooh, I don't know if this should, like, if I like this there. And they're like, okay, it's not that bad, it doesn't itch. And then like after like a little bit longer, you're like, I don't want this rash anymore. And then
that's so good.
Just a little.
That is so good.
Because that's true. I'll see Jeff sometimes and I'll laugh. I'm like, damn. And then like he'll keep going. I'm like, oh, Jeff. And then, in all honesty, not to say he's not funny. That's not what I'm saying. I think Taury's comedy is like really straightforward in like a fantastical way. I feel like Taury's comedy really like get inside of his brain. So you can like take a trip into like Taury's fucked up thoughts. That like really involve like a lot of stories about his life. And then Brian is sad dad. Sad dad comedy. And then yes,
Mr. Brian Walsh is in the studio today, but he's being shy. He's over there.
Yeah. Zach Hammond, children could die in front of him and he would continue with his set. And
he might have even had a hand in killing them.
Yeah. And our host Elliot is like OG host of this area, like old school straight edge punk with fucking badass fucking what are they called?
Mutton chops.
Mutton chops.
Yeah.
Our mutton chop host. Yeah, that's my description. I think that's everyone. All the comics.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I could describe Taury as his shows are well rounded because one, you've got more time than but I could take my mom and my grandmother to a Taury show and not expect them to be upset, as to where most other people, my comic friends, I can't do that because I'll be like, Mom, that's just a joke. You know what I mean? But Taury, I could say that about him. Ange actually has very good local jokes, some things that I really like. So I wouldn't take my mom to Ange's show. I'd take my sister though, because she's perverted. And Brian's like one of the best fucking comics in this area that I know. He's an amazing writer. Yeah, dude, don't winch your fucking eyes. You know what I'm talking about, dude. That's why I dig you out of the grave all the time, because you're one of the best fucking joke writers in the area.
Honestly, I agree. Brian's the shit.
Yeah,
it's definitely true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
He underestimates himself a lot, which you like it about him, but you also kind of hate it.
It's fucking annoying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what? I'll apologize. I'm sorry I didn't join you inside the Hacker studio.
you know what? This
I hope that
motherfucker.
picked up. I hope that picked up on a Monday.
I don't.
It did? Good.
I wouldn't give a shit about going up against nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like head to head in a competition or something like this. And I would even do a roast, only if he ain't in it.
Yeah, that's true. He's a
Like
mean motherfucker.
when I had him in the roast the first round, I didn't even bother to prepare. I think I said one joke that I was like, he can't get anything out of this. Like I'm just gonna say, like, your shirt's black. And he was like, black, like, so, you know what I'm saying? It just ate me. I'm like, man, fuck Brian. I would say Jeff is he's like a kick and a punch guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's got shit that's like you know what I'm saying? But like if my peoples is there, I would have Jeff is I gotta turn to laugh for certain shit. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Depending on like who's in the crowd, like if he does like let's just say like a black joke, I gotta turn away from my black friends. Like, nah, that shit was kind of funny.
Taury gives me like, hey, listen, there's gonna be a lot of my friends here tonight. Listen, I want you to just be mindful. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Have to respond to them. I'll say Brian is a great storyteller. Real good timing. Real good timing. And just, you know, we bigged this bitch ass up already. Angelia is like a psychedelic comic. Like I thoroughly enjoy. Like she has a way, like my man EJ, Country Boy Fudge. She has a way of kind of pulling the crowd in. And she also has one of my fucking favorite jokes ever, which is her pothole joke. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my shit.
That's what I meant by local
like,
joke. Yeah.
Certain people, like you kind of greedy with them because you like, damn, I know they do that shit a few times, but like, just come on, one more time for me. You know what I'm saying? So that would be that joke. Zach Hammond, he like the local goat. You know what I'm saying? But he not even local. I say local GOAT just because like
we know him. He lives here.
We know him. Like he's national. He's touring around. But like, you know, I think Jeff messaged him and within
seconds,
he was, I'm down. I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of dude he is. And I mean, he's just absolutely masterful on that stage. You know what I'm saying? Like I was adamant, like before a show, like, you know, it was right after a school shooting. And I'm like, I'll never laugh at a school shooting joke ever. I don't give a fuck with nobody. That shit is not funny. And like, I don't know if that motherfucker had it planned, but he got up on that stage. That's son of a bitch. Giggling my ass off, looking away from my ex-wife. Like, nah, it ain't funny.
Zach is able to like finesse the fucked up.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He can find that fucking that golden nugget in a pile of shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's good at that, man. But I also want to big up too, like, you know, the musicians that's in the show as well. I don't know much about Channel 65, but I've seen some of their stuff. They seem pretty cool. Gus the Savage. I mean, if you from this area, you don't know who Gus the Savage is. I don't know what you're doing.
He's on a billboard
He's
right
on a
now.
goddamn billboard.
Yeah.
Like that man hustles. His name need to be Gus the Hustle Savage because that motherfucker don't play. Like, and he's very, very talented. Bodie Blanco is also very, very talented dude, man. I believe he just signed his first record deal or something like that. He's got some things going on.
Yeah, he just got signed.
So yeah, they just, you know, they're amazing people too, and we appreciate them coming out to do their thing and
running in flip flops.
And Elliot for me is
awesome.
Oh, running in flip flops as well. They awesome too. My bad. I'm sorry, running in flip flops. Y'all know I love y'all. And Elliot, because I forgot him too. Sorry, it's marijuana. He's the god for me. And I don't mean like of comedy, even though he's very, very, very talented comedian, but like he's one of the few people out there that like can challenge me when it comes to nerd shit, comic book shit. Like you as well, Rich. You know what I'm saying? Like we get to talking.
Oh, is that Ryan Messa? Hey, Ryan. Hey, buddy.
Mr. Flaherty.
Love you, Ryan and Yaz. We can't forget to mention Yaz Art on Instagram real quick for Yasmin.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I even have some of her art ready to go.
Yeah, amazing.
I can share on screen here. There's some of Yasmin's art there.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
She's so
Love
awesome.
that. And then there's this cool mushroom.
Remember, you guys could buy this at Yaz Art on Instagram. Please go get some
Go back to
prints.
the frog. He kind of makes me horny.
And
Is this just me? Can I see it? Is it?
No.
I think what it is. Do you guys remember the movie Thumbelina from when we were kids? There was like a frog and like
he was a
tried to,
sexy
like,
frog.
He was like real aggressive with Thumbelina and like he was like, I'm gonna fuck you on the lily pad. And I
it
think
was like that.
I
in that
think we
movie?
was watching two different.
What the
that
fuck?
was the vibe. That was the
Oh,
that
it was
the
the
act-
vibe.
that was the
Okay.
Okay.
Now those prints, Rich, will be for sale at the benefit as well.
That is
Correct.
correct.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Cool.
Center City Print in Scranton was very kind enough to run a whole bunch of prints of those and stickers as well. So
Awesome.
either
Okay.
way that you like to purchase them, and then
How
all
much
that
are the
goes
prints?
back.
How much are they gonna go for?
Oh, whatever Yasmin thinks is
Okay.
reasonable.
Perfect. Okay.
We're just giving the stuff to her and let her
Okay,
handle
okay,
that
cool,
sort of
cool,
thing.
cool.
Because she has some art too, I believe, like actual
A couple of
original
things,
pieces and stuff.
A couple of things that weren't actually destroyed. From my understanding, she will be able to bring some of that stuff, and we're gonna go to a couple other places that her art is displayed, and probably grab a couple of those pieces and bring them anyways to sell them.
So yeah, so for those who don't know what the benefit is all about, Ryan Flaherty, local comedian,
Yep.
and Yasmin Waheed, who
Yep.
is a local artist. So just saw some of her work. Their house burned down in Wilkes-Barre. It was actually the neighbor's house caught on fire first, and then it caught their place on fire. And they have a young kid too, so you know they're in a tough spot right now. And I've been there myself. My family had a fire a couple of years ago, and my parents lost everything. So I know exactly what they're going through right now, and it's awful. So the last couple of weeks we've been collecting stuff for them. I brought them a whole bunch of stuff, but obviously they could use way more help and money. Cash is so important. So it's only $5 admission. It's 5 comedians and 4 musical acts.
Yes.
It's Sunday, February 5th at the V Spot in Scranton. And we're obviously encouraging everybody to go. Everybody that we just talked about is performing. It's going to be a great time. It's 3 to 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe we could talk a little bit about your relationship with Ryan and Yasmin, and how you got to know them, what kind of people they are. I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to kind of, get a little more than just, there were a couple in a fire. We see that all the time in the news, but I feel like people don't, they read names in a newspaper and it doesn't resonate the same way that it does if you actually know that person and you understand what they're going through.
Well, these is just good people, just downright damn good people. I mean, I had called Ryan up one day, like just to shoot the shit. I call my friends sometimes to hear their shit and to vent my shit, like friendship. And he was like, yo, we're kind of in this situation right now. I'm gonna call you back. He was frantic and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Calls me back. These two motherfuckers was on the highway driving, saw a kitten on the side of the highway and looped back around to get the fucking kitten and nurse the kitten back to health. Those are the type of people you come out and donate for. I'm a good dude. Not doing no shit like that. I pay for the cat. Like, hey man, I hope that cat make it.
Yeah, good luck with the cat, man. Okay.
Good luck, cat. You know what I mean? He got reflexes. He'll get across that street. But that's just the type of people they are, man. I mean, I've known Ryan for quite some time. Like, actually, we met in Binghamton when I first started comedy, but like we didn't really really talk or anything like that. I think we did like a small little show together. It was probably like a 5 people crowd. You know how it is in the beginning. And still now. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. And but when I moved out here to PA, met him again, and we both, oh, let's spell, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the dude just tickled my funny bone. I mean, out of our crew, I would say him and Brian are up there for best just pure right. I'm not talking about the stage presence and everything else that goes along with it to get people to like you on that stage. But like, I personally, you can't give me a topic that you think of and ask me to write a joke about it. I'm not good at that. Like, that's not my forte. But you ask that shit of Ryan, I'll have it within an hour.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good fucking joke. And you're like, fuck Ryan.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, he's just that type of dude, man. And and Yaz is just good people. Like, she's talented, good-hearted human beings.
I'll go next. I met Ryan mid-pandemic at an open mic. We were doing an open mic somewhere, and I saw this young guy is like pacing back and forth with his notebook in his hand. You know what I mean? Like fucking doing his I don't know what it's called. I want to call it tweaking, but that's kind of offensive. His Ryan walk. He keeps his legs stiff and walks like a tin soldier, like he's pushing out a square turd sometimes, like those kind of things. And I see him and he's like circling and like sweating, and I'm like, what the fuck is with this guy's deal? I'm thinking I'm approaching an addict of some sort, and I get over and he's like, hey, I'm just really nervous. I haven't been back out. I'm like, well, you're getting up on the stage tonight. And ever since then, it's been history. And like, I've always tried to, like, I don't know, have sex with Yaz a lot. So that kind of made him like a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? You try and sleep with someone's girlfriend, you become friends with them. And that's how you get
I mean, this story did kind of start off like you was going to fuck Ryan, but I mean, okay.
Well, yeah, I could do that too. I do that sometimes, but
because a lot of people's fuck stories started with, so we met during the pandemic.
That's kind of how our friendship is. It's been a weird, really long date. You know what I mean? Me dating him and Yaz.
Oh my God. I remember when Ryan first started doing comedy, and he's, ever since I first saw him and met him, he's just been so probably the most consistent person out of everyone I know. If I go to a local mic, Ryan's going to be there. If I ask Ryan to do something, he's going to be there. If I ask Ryan to do something like last minute, he's been there for me before, like always with like energy, always positive, always smiling. Like, I've never really talked to him or anything and have him been like in a shitty mood or like bitching or complaining about something. So I don't know. Yeah. And just like constantly, every time you see him, he gets better and his jokes are different and he's trying new things. And I just think that that's really like the epitome of what comedy is all about. And Ryan just like is the one person for me that manifests that. And then Yasmin, she's so great. Really cool person, really cool. Yeah, she's like really cool. Really,
she's the best
really
artist
nice,
in the world.
like,
you can go to her and be like, I want you to draw something like that, which I do. I challenge artists a lot of the time, and she just whips up stuff on napkins for us. You know what I mean? She's just fucking the best.
She's a laid back gangster, and Ryan is a vegetarian that's not annoying. That's fucking rare. You don't meet, because most of them you like, all right, man, shut the fuck. I don't want this fucking veggie burger, bro. Like, I don't care if it tastes like actual hamburger. Like, but he don't, you know what I mean? Like, he's a cool dude.
is he vegetarian?
Oh yeah.
Really? Since when?
Like, since I know him.
No, since I think it's as of like a couple of years. Yeah, Ryan's. Yeah,
I feel ashamed that I didn't know this as a
it's because he's a closeted vegetarian.
Okay,
you know
he's ashamed of it.
That's why I say
He is.
cool. He don't put it in your face like, you really shouldn't eat that bacon. Like,
yeah, he doesn't do it like that.
All right.
I respect him. I can't do it. I love bacon. Fuck that.
And Ryan's thinking about quitting cheese, everybody. Also, he told me that the other day. So
no.
let's all talk to him and be like, I don't think you should quit cheese,
Maybe
Ryan.
after this very stressful time.
Yeah, you need
Yeah,
cheese at
I'm
a
sure.
time like
cheese
this.
now.
Yeah,
I'm lactose.
Eat all the
fuck
cheese.
Eat all of it.
Yeah.
Eat all the cheese right now, Ryan.
Nah, I
You
don't eat
deserve it.
cheese. Fuck cheese. I'm lactose. I want everybody to not have the joy I don't get to have. Selfish in that matter. I'll save you from a house fire, but if you eat cheese in front of me, fuck you.
That's what Ryan's saying. I think like 2 years, by the way. Yeah. See, 2 years he's been a vegetarian.
Going strong. I give him credit.
Yasmin also says that the sexy frog was exactly what she was going.
Good. I'm getting one and I'm hanging it in my bedroom above my bed.
So yeah. So if you were wondering about Angelia's tastes in partners, this is it right here.
There it is.
Listen.
So if you look like that,
I don't know what it's called, but I do like cartoons. It is Alvin and the Chipmunks.
You're going to get some weird ass
Alvin's
DMs tonight.
fucking hot.
You're just going to get some ribbits. Some shit like that.
I have a girlfriend who looks like a cartoon already. I'm good.
all right. So I guess this brings up the larger subject of like what the comedy scene like is it like in northeastern Pennsylvania? Like what is it a kind of a tight knit group? Is it a little competitive? What are maybe some of the better venues to go see local comedy, that sort of thing?
I think a lot has changed since the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Can we agree with that? I feel like there was like a lot of somewhat of a group, and then like, but here's the thing. I don't know how you guys feel. You guys can speak after. I mean, obviously, I feel like there are a lot of people who are just like cool and neutral with each other and like supportive and like whatever. I feel like I'm like that as well. And I feel like all of those people just kind of like groove, do their own thing, do things with each other, whatever. It's like cool. And then I feel like there's like just like other entities who just like refuse to like mesh or like be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna mention shit, but I don't understand why it can't all be one thing. I have people come to me all the time and be like, oh, I go to XYZ to see comedy all the time. How come you're never there? I go here to see comedy. How come you never play there? And it's like, oh, I have to explain that like I like didn't block someone one time, so someone else is gonna block me, or like this, that. Like I think that everyone should just, so it is very separate. There is like a weird hierarchy.
It's fair to say there's cliques. It's cliques.
Yeah, if you come in from out of the city, if you haven't done comedy in 20 years and you like used to live somewhere and you like did one thing one time, you can come out and just be like, and people be like, oh God, let me lick your fucking asshole. Like it's honestly the weirdest fucking
I can't wait
thing.
till you make it in the city. Then.
There are like other women in this. Yeah,
Big
just like
asshole,
very
like.
weird. There are other women comedians in this area that just like will not like speak to me, and I've like had them on shows before, had them whatever, and it just like does not go the other way, and I just don't understand. I don't understand that. There were a lot more places to do comedy before. V-Spot, Finnegan's on Thursday,
Finnegan's tonight. It's
Finnegan's
rolling tonight.
and then
It's
that's
Paul's
is
Brats.
that it?
There's Mondays at the Keystone
Oh,
Stage.
yeah. Mondays at the
Tuesdays,
Keystone Stage.
V-Spot.
But for just comedy, there's really, I mean, I would say Finnegan's because they say poetry, but poets really don't show up.
They do. But it's a nice mix.
Yeah,
When they do it. It's
yeah.
very nice.
But there's like no straight comedy. anymore. I have like one potential in the works that like people are interested in, but like, yeah, before the pandemic, there was a lot. We had the Keys, we had Stage West for like just comedy.
Yeah, there were a couple things. Yeah, most of it now is mixed talent.
Yeah.
Is Boozy Bees still doing any kind of?
So Boozy Bees is on we're on hiatus. Correct.
Right.
Yeah, I was organizing the ones at Boozy Bees. They just I don't know. They tried to do a new location with Scranton. It didn't really work out. They're closing
I
it.
saw that.
They're
That's
going back to
unfortunate.
Wilkes-Barre. So hopefully in the spring we can get back together and like re-collaborate with them because like they were so great to me in the face of the pandemic when like everything else was shutting down. Like two great, awesome female-owned business. Support them, please.
Well, the beauty about comedy is like if all of the comics in this area were to get together and we'd all get to a solid plan, we could have a place, you know what I mean? We could figure something out where we could all be to workshop and just run jokes all the time.
Yeah, we should be like lifting each other up in a fucking trench coat.
We need
together.
to form like a union of some sort, you know?
Man, as somebody who's just only really been in the area for a little over a year now, I would say 99.9% of this community is either tolerant or respectful to each other. Don't necessarily mean everybody's the best of friends and messages everybody all the time, but they're tolerant and at least respectful to each other. And that other 1%, we know who that 1% is.
I see. Okay.
We're not gonna say who that 1% is.
Like 97% or 95%.
I'm fair with the 94, 95.
Yeah. There's a couple.
I mean, well, I haven't met them other people. I'm just, you know what I mean?
Oh, and
but
you
like,
won't meet them. And you won't.
But I mean, it's to me, it's just love, and comedy should be that. At the end of the we talked about ego and everything like that, but it's also about, or should be, at least it is for me, wanting to make people laugh. Like I'm very political. There ain't nobody who don't know me and who don't know I'm all for equality of all peoples. If you ain't raping or a pedophile, really don't give a shit what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But on stage, it's not my thing. And it's not that I'm afraid of those topics or I don't want to touch them. But like, as a black dude in America, like I'm always black, but we take breaks. Like I'm not angry all the fucking time. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like I laugh at shit. You know what I mean? I like the Hulk. I think of weird things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, for that 20 minutes you with me, 15, an hour, half an hour, whatever time you with me, like I want you to just forget all this shit sucks. As soon as you leave out that door, life will remind you. You might get a fucking parking ticket or have a cop follow you. Like life will remind you. It's annoying from time to time. Sure. But for that time that you with me, like let's laugh. Let's enjoy the silliness of this shit because it's still gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you could do this Sunday. Is you could come, you can enjoy some comedy.
Next Sunday.
You could come and enjoy some comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Donate
if you're an Eagles fan, maybe you sad about your team losing or happy about your team winning. We don't know what's gonna happen.
And listen, if you're another comedian, all the comedians are welcome to this event. We want to see everyone that's local, always.
Yeah, please, all the local guys, please show up.
Well, you know, when you have something like this, that's such a tragic thing, a dark thing, a thing that like. Is your natural instinct as a comedian to like maybe, since you know Ryan personally and obviously know he's a comedian as well, do you joke about that, or is there a set period of time where you say, all right, we're not going to go there, maybe 6 months down the road we can joke about it?
He probably will. In the spirit of my little buddy and Yaz, like I know that the best thing for bad feelings is laughter. And I know those two. And I know that that's all they really need to do is laugh. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think laughing and making jokes about it is going to be apropos for this event. I really do. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Usage of that word.
Yeah. I think, please actually bring the heat, everybody, please. Yeah. It's going to be good. And I think that's the spirit. Like we all get away from that. Like people get offended at things you say, et cetera, but you got to remember, it's just words.
Yeah.
We're all just here for the same fucking thing, So let's make fun at the things that really hurt us. Because that's by being hurt by something, being affected by fears and anxieties. That's how those things get the power. We can just laugh at it. It's like It's nothing, you know. Makes us bulletproof. Let's just laugh. That's the best way to do it.
I love that.
Thank you.
Can I say the nicest thing I've ever said to you before
on
camera?
TV?
Yeah, I want to
TV?
get it. I want to get it.
All right.
I want to
Get a close up.
Jeff, I'm watching you give this, this inspirational speech, and the light is shining in your eyes, and you have the most gorgeous blue eyes I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
In my life.
Thank you. Oh my God.
You're welcome. I can drown in them.
Score?
I've noticed,
but I won't.
I noticed them. Wow.
Right. I didn't notice them. I've never looked into his eyes before.
Oh my
Because I'm always too busy looking away in shame from whatever's coming out of his mouth.
Jeff told a joke. I got another rash.
Holy shit. Yeah. Nah, I mean, they're good people, man.
Oh, somebody agrees with my eyes. Who's that? Oh, it's Justine. Hey, Justine.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the only thing I'm jealous of white people of. The fact that y'all get to have different eye colors. And any black dude that has green eyes, just jealous of them. Growing up in the neighborhood, they could have been ugly, but because they had those eyes, like girls was like, well, I mean,
I don't know. That scare me. I don't think I've ever seen a black person with green eyes.
The guy just that was,
But you have to talk to black people for that, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. There you go. I knew it wasn't this hour wasn't gonna go by without just saying some awkward ass shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty dark sense of humor. So like,
I've seen
when I hear stuff like that, I really dig that sort of thing. I try to like if we're doing the open mic, for example, and even this podcast, I usually just kind of play the straight guy. I don't really like to throw too much of my opinions in or how I feel about things.
Right.
Every once in a blue moon, I might give an opinion, but for the most part, I really just kind of stay because I feel like it's the performers that need to shine, the artists that need to shine. You shouldn't,
Well, maybe you should try a couple jokes in between, Rich. It'd be cool.
Everyone, maybe every once in a while.
Yeah. You should definitely. If you want some Taury, we'll have Taury write them for you, or Brian, if you want me.
And if you want to sift through the 4 or 5 hours of open mic live streams every week, you'll see here and there.
Bits. You got some singers in there every now and then. Yeah.
Every once in a while. But I'll keep myself for this benefit because there's plenty of other really funny people and stuff on the docket here. So. Let's talk maybe a little bit more about your jokes and stuff, and then we'll wrap up. When you're writing jokes, when you're coming up with material, how do you know what works and what's going to fit into the set, and how do you kind of develop your set, especially for this kind of show where you're going to really have a tight set? Like I assume with this many acts on there. You're probably kind of stuck to what 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, we're all doing like 5-7.
Yeah, so like how do you? I think for the term type 5 or
fast 5, type 5. Yeah. For me, I think, how do I know it's funny? That's the magic of comedy. We don't. Because if I run a joke that I've written by Taury, Ange, or Brian, they're going to go, yeah, try it on stage. But they're telling me to try it on stage. So they want to see my ass burn up there. You know what I mean? So it's hard. You don't know what's going to be funny.
That is not correct with me. I often tell you, do not say that shit on stage.
All right. To be fair, Tori's like, don't do that one. Mm-mm. And I do it anyways. And you just see him going, I told you not to do that. But like, I think that's the magic of comedy. You don't know. You really don't know. I could say something in my mind that makes me laugh, which is 99% of the shit I think of anyways. But everybody else is gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
yeah, it's easy to make yourself laugh. It's so much harder.
Yeah. So it's
understand
hard.
how other people react.
Yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to know what's gonna work. It's just, I think it's more of just a feeling rather than anything. Like you gotta go, okay, I feel like that'll work. You just gotta trust it, which is wrong most of the time, guys.
Yeah, I mean, comedy is difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because there's nothing for you to fall back on. Like with music, let's say you rapping or you singing. If you rapping, say you suck, but it's a nice beat. People might, he sucks, but the chorus and the beat is cool. Or if the person singing, maybe the the song kind of sucks it overall, but this person can actually sing. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're like, all right, but with comedy, like nobody's never gonna be like, well, I like the setup, but I didn't like the punch. Like that's not now with us, we'll do that to each other.
Sure.
Because we understand like what the background. But like nobody in the crowd is gonna be like, well, the setup was good, but the punchline was in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is it's not
they're
really
not dissecting the jokes like you guys are.
Yeah,
It's
they're
either
just like,
funny
it made
or
me
it's
laugh,
not,
it
they
didn't
laugh
make
or
me
they
laugh. Or in my case, I hate that joke. All right, okay.
But it's, I mean, yeah, it's weird. Like you said it perfectly. You never really know. Cause like I've done double shows in the same day. You know what I'm saying? And like I did a show at 5:00, same set. This is very early in my career. All I had was at 15. Did that 15 at 5:00. They was like, I did it at 9:00. They was like, fucking right. I was like, what the fuck? Like it's the same shit. And it's sometimes it's you, it's the delivery, sometimes the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, it's so difficult.
Yeah, there's so many different elements really when you're on stage. And like you don't really know if a joke's gonna work out until you try it. So you have to try it. Have you guys ever tried a joke right at like a show too and not a mic?
Yeah.
And then it failed, and then it failed, and you have to like pick yourself back up. Oh my god, so bad. Yeah, really sucks. And I get tripped out by the audience a lot too. So like if the room is really small or like mostly old people, or like if I can see people's faces and they're just like pissed to be there, like they look like someone dragged them out of the house by their fucking feet, like I will just like focus on that one person, then I'll just like, you know what I mean? So yeah, just like so many elements. I think lights also on stage. I don't work a lot of huge stages. So when I am somewhere big and there's like lights glaring in my face and I can't see the audience, then I'm just like, well, what am I supposed to do? Just do my act and not give a shit? And like, I guess it's what professional comedians do, but it's like, it's very, it's very fucking difficult. It really is. And I think it takes someone that's able to like manipulate kind of all of those things at the same time. You know what I mean? And like, you have like all these different connections in your brain, and there's so many different ways to get to each connection. And like when you're on stage, that's what you're doing. You're just connecting them whatever way you fucking can based on
do you ever
the
get
environment.
somebody that does like the
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that throws me off.
I usually point them out. I mean, you guys know I'll call people out right off the bat. But
that one throws me off. I go,
you get, I mean, yeah, like that's the other, like the crowd can, like one person, like if you, again, with music, like, you know what I'm saying? Like one person doing something in the crowd can't really throw off the band or the artist or the rapper or whoever. But like one person can like kind of alter like how like the whole flow of the show, or just or even just for that one comedian for that particular. Like I do a joke about like, you know, being a big black dude with a small dick, and this I'll never forget as long as I live. This older white lady just stands up and was like, "Doubt it!" Like it threw me off so much that I had to just kind of like, all right, man, you caught me. I'm lying. It's big. Like, you got me. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, it's just, it threw me the fuck off. Like, I did a show where a dude was eating a carrot in a bar, like a whole carrot with the green shit at the bottom. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like. And I'm high, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like it fucked my set up. Like I did terrible because I kept focusing on why the fuck is this guy eating a carrot right now? But so I mean, you know, yeah, comedy.
One angry person can, like, you see someone sitting in the crowd and they're angry to start with, then I start replying with angry jokes. You know what I mean? So one person could, like Taury's saying, could change the dynamic of everything the whole night. You have everything planned. You're going to be this person on stage, and then see one angry person. Like, all right, well, here's all these really angry jokes. You know what I mean?
You ever had the cross-armed angry dude?
Yeah.
He's just there the whole time. Like, bro, why? Just leave. Like, you're clearly not enjoying yourself. Like, just leave. Why are you staring at me with that?
I've talked about this on the podcast before, but there are a lot of, it seems to be like a very, you know, not that hecklers aren't everywhere or, you know, people that will throw you off aren't everywhere, but I feel like in Northeast PA, That is really prominent. There are people who really want to focus on them and they want to be part of the show, or they think that the show's all about them and revolves around them, and they just get involved. And it's like, I've been to other shows in other areas and I don't see that nearly as much. But I've seen like, the one time I saw Lewis Black at the Scranton Cultural Center, he pointed out, he's like, I do shows all over. And I never have to stop the show. And I always have to stop the show when I'm here, because there's always somebody doing this. Yeah. And it wasn't even just that. Like the one time I saw a magician there, same thing. So guys sort of like yelling at a magician. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Who are you?
Yeah,
like,
who pays to go to a show?
And but then yelling at a magician? Like, that's wild. I didn't know magicians get heckled. That's wow.
But I think it's just in Scranton or Wilkes-Barre. You know, like it's usually like these bigger shows.
Something about this area where a lot of people, I guess, just didn't get the attention they wanted from their parents. Do you know what I mean? And that's probably why there's so many fucking comics in this area.
I was gonna say, just become a comedian if that's how you feel.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna listen, guys, if you're gonna yell out during a show, just ask for some stage time. Somebody will be able to help you out. You know what I mean? That's
like a month or two
Don't
ago,
ask for stage time.
I literally had this discussion with this guy who was sitting. He was sitting at the bar at the open mic at the V Spot. And this guy, it was the first time he had ever come to this particular event. He was there with somebody who was out of town, Tyler DiBenedetto. It was one of his friends. And he showed up, and the guy didn't even get maybe 5 minutes in. He's telling his jokes, and they're offensive in the sense of like, I'm not offended by this stuff, but I guess maybe somebody else is. And this guy just kept yelling, and then finally I had to walk over to him like, dude, just let him finish. Like, he's literally has 2 minutes left. Let him finish. If you want to get up, you're more than welcome. I'll sign you right up or whatever. And he's trying. He's obviously he's like a few shots in on a Tuesday. I'm sure.
Well, Tuesday is a drinking day.
Yeah, he's not living the best life to begin with. Clearly, he's getting plastered on a Tuesday night. But he first said that hecklers actually help comedians.
I get that one a lot.
I don't know if you know that. But and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm friends with a lot of comedians. I interview a lot of comedians. I see a lot of comedy shows. I've never once heard a comedian say, I love hecklers. I hope they come to my show and they heckle me the whole time that I'm trying to do my set. And then he was like, well, yeah, but I didn't think he was that funny or whatever. And I'm like, you didn't do that to all the other people here. Like, the musician didn't get up and go, I hate that fucking song. Don't play that song. Like, you just let him play the damn song. Yeah. Like, you don't like it, turn away for 2 minutes, talk to your date here, or something. Pretend you're enjoying life or enjoying this person's company, and like let them do their thing and get back to it. Like, I've seen this guy there every other Tuesday. Like, why this guy in that particular moment
was
got
just
me
something
that
the guy said.
But
that
yeah,
struck
he
him,
just went off on this dude. I felt so bad for him.
I get that. I've gotten that several times before. I'm at a mic and there's be drunk dude, drunk girl, just trying to answer my jokes. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah. It's not a call and response. Yeah. That's another thing they don't seem to understand. Like,
I had a guy climb up on stage with me once because he was just like mad about what I was saying. And then I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like, I actually tried. And then he was just like coming towards me and like saying something. He was like angry, like, and like coming up to the stage. And he was just like, he was yelling about something. So I said to him, because he was being really aggressive. So I was like, why don't you go home and beat your wife? Like, and I definitely pulled the trigger because then he just like went to like grab me and like fucking Kyle Demko had to like pull him off me and like we just had to like stop. I don't know. I might have kept going honestly and then just like left, but like insane. Like the liberty that these people have to just like attack a woman in public on stage. I mean, I don't know.
Now, was that a free show? Was that tickets paid show? I noticed you get a lot of shit.
It was a free show. It was a free show. Everyone was listening to me though, but it was during the election, and like I had a few jokes that like weren't really. I wasn't really ever political. I was a little more just like weird with it. Do you know what I mean? Like I had a job about a joke about like a concentration camp being like a rave for gay people if like Donald Trump was president, and like that's how he would like get us all. He would like whatever, and like this guy was just like, stop hating on Trump. I'm like, I'm not. I'm saying he was gonna give us the good drugs. Like, what are you talking about? Like, chill out. Like, I'm saying I want to go to this club. Like, what are you? And like it was just
hear those key words and they lose it. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of that, and to kind of like do a little tie-in kind of a thing, like I remember at the V Spot, when Ryan made a joke about him and Yaz's anniversary being on 9/11, and he's like, when we have sex, I don't feel patriotic. That's it. Like, that's the fucking joke. And this dude's like, fucking 9/11, and like got upset. And like I got on stage right after Ryan, and like the dude's like gets up in Ryan's face. So like Waheed is a gangster. So she was like, yo, chill, son. And then I noticed what's happening. I'm like, bro, you will have the worst day. Like, first off, like, I don't think you understand. Like, maybe you don't really realize how big I am, but like, chill. You won't like it. And also, everybody in here likes this motherfucker, and no one knows you. Like, chill, bro. Like, Ryan's one of them dudes like you can't pick on. You know what I'm saying? Because like, even if you don't really know him, but you've seen enough of him, you would defend him because that's just his aura and his energy. He's glows like, let's be near him. Yeah. And why would you? Why would you look at that motherfucker and be like, oh, this is like, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's just the thing. Like, I had a friend of mine do a black joke, and it was tasteful and it was fucking hilarious. And this white lady got upset, and then after the show, like, was complaining about him. And I'm like, man, listen, I can beat him up. The joke was funny. Like, he don't have no control over me. He's not putting me on a tour. He's not nothing like that. There's nothing. It was a funny joke. Like, chill. And she's like, no, we can't. Ma'am, I get to say what's racist. Like, you don't trump me on that one. And like, it took her a second to actually be like, oh shit, no, you're right. Because she was so like, but it's only with comedy. Like, you don't see people after the show like, you know what? That was a bit one too many pelvic thrusts for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just, we get no respect.
Yes, I always respect when you guys come to the open mic and you do your thing, because I know it's not an easy room for it either. But most bars aren't.
No, they're not.
It's people are there usually to drink or whatever, so maybe they walk in and they don't expect to hear some of these
places like that are how we know a good joke is good, because if you go in there and you say you get one joke out and it actually just gets people's attention, you're like,
right,
yeah. If you're in the V spot and you see people turning their heads, you're like, all right,
yeah, you get that crowd to simmer down, you like.
And that's fun to like get them, lose them, get them, lose them. It's a good time. It's a pretty fun wave to ride if you can get into it. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, and also since we're talking about that, real quick to all of the people watching, when you see us on stage, and I'm strictly talking about comedians at these mics, this is practice. We are practicing these jokes. So come to actual shows. And if you come to a show, don't see nobody be like, man, you've really gotten a lot better. This is what all that practice, this is the culmination of all that practice, baby. Yes. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it hurts sometimes.
And don't record us at an open mic, you freaks.
That's true.
Fucking weird. What the fuck are you doing? Stealing my jokes? They're like, what? I'm like, get the oof. I don't
mind any. I don't care.
I don't care. But my thing is like, if you like me as a person, so like you're giving me a little bit of leeway and you record me and you're like, yo, I recorded that dude I told you was funny. And then you play it for your friend and then they're like, nah, that shit ain't funny. Like, you're not helping me. You're not helping me. You know what I'm saying? So come to a show and record the real shit.
And then send it to us.
Yeah. We don't
make sure the lighting's good. Make sure the double chins are non-existent, and then send the video to us, please, in a whatever the form is.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the internet has created a new kind of like moral crusader sort of thing.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Where people feel like this righteous power. Like, it's bad. You know, hecklers were bad enough before when it was just a drunk or just some asshole or, you know, somebody you caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now I feel like there's people like that woman you said where they're offended for you. You're not even part of the who the joke is directed at. And now you've decided I'm going to stand up for these people. I'm gonna make this my moral crusade. And it's like, nobody asked you.
Yeah,
absolutely nobody asked you, and nobody is interested in what your little bullshit is. I feel like it's only a matter of time before somebody is like, oh, we got to cancel the open mic because they told too many offensive jokes.
I've gotten an open mic canceled before, personally,
good for you.
For saying motherfucker so many times in like 40 some seconds or something. So
So that's why I'm so
that
happy
sounds like a record.
that Vinny is the co-owner of the V Spot, because Vinny has worse humor than I would even put. You know, the last time I had him on the podcast was a few years ago, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if we can go to some of the
Oh,
places
man.
he will go.
Yeah.
So
I can only imagine.
so he does not give a shit. Like, he will stick up for the artists.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
Shout
I
out to
love
Vinny.
hear that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
shout out to
he
Vinny.
said once or twice, some people have like called him and been like, "Oh yeah, I didn't like what they were doing." He said, "Then don't go on a Tuesday."
Yeah.
That was his. It wasn't. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Right.
Let's shut the whole thing down just for you, Karen. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
that's-
Please, here's a free gift card, and please come back and see us again. We're so sorry. Whatever. It was like, just don't come on a Tuesday.
So
That's kind of
can
my
leave.
perspective.
Just
Yeah,
put.
you can leave at
You
any time.
can always leave. I've gone to shows. There are some comedians who I like them as a person, but I don't like their subject matter. So I'll leave. Like there's some comedians I've been forewarned of, like, you know, like, yo, he gonna talk about some shit. And I'm like, nah, I don't believe you. And then I go, next thing I know, dude's talking about one of the fuck his moms. And I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know you was going this deep. I was giving you a chance, bro, but you too deep in the rabbit hole with me, Alice. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just remember, people, like, you can leave. I don't know what happened. The art of you can leave was lost. Like, you can leave and you don't have to listen. You're not gonna like everything you hear. Nobody is. It's impossible.
It all stems from a self-importance kind of thing, right? Back to that narcissism. Like, no, we need to change this because this bothers me.
Yeah, me in particular. It's my it's
My world, and you guys live in it. Yeah.
As opposed, like the show I did in Queens, like this woman didn't like what the host. She didn't like the host's jokes. And she's like, well, let me get on stage. Let me get on stage. Let me roast him. Let me roast him. Like,
that's not how that's
now, out of respect for the comedians on there, I won't release the recording, but I recorded it for my own personal pleasure because it's hilarious to watch. But like, this woman was so awful. Like, this crowd was 90% female. There was probably 5 dudes in there total out of like 50 people. And when she finally got physically thrown out by a man, all those women clapped. You're a piece of shit woman when a room full of women are like, yeah, kick her ass. Like, get her the fuck out of here. You suck, lady. Like, but I mean, it's wild. Like, people.
We're not expecting that type of crowd on Sunday.
Please,
February 5th,
no. This is all love.
This is all love. We're going to be roasting each other, poking lots of fun at each other. Maybe some of us will cry.
I might steal one of Ryan's jokes. You never know.
Yeah, we're going to do all kinds of.
Yeah,
goofy
come
stuff.
down. You don't need tickets. Cash at the door.
$5. You got that. You bought a foot long.
And there's raffles and stuff too.
There's going to be raffles.
Yeah, there's raffles. So far we have 13 businesses. So we have Renaissance
Body Art.
Black Sheep Tattoo.
Art.
Are you doing it as well?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing
Jeff
it.
Pierce's. So Jeff is also donating a gift certificate. And then we have Mission Yoga is doing like a 5-class pass. Northeastern Snacks reached out. They're going to do a basket. Umami Gorilla is going to do a basket. The Glossy Motel, which is like a nail salon, they're going to do a gift certificate. There's a 4-car pass to NEPA Horror Fest. Papa's Pizza, Cosmos Cheesesteaks. I don't know if I'm forgetting anyone,
There's
but
gonna
if
be
I
comedy
am.
tickets
Case Quattro
from
as well.
Keystone.
Case Quattro.
Okay, yeah, the Keystone Stage, Case Quattro.
Yeah.
Also, the Mad Twisted Hatters Emporium is going to do a basket for us. Elliot's Sexy Octopus Enterprises is doing a basket for us. I'm making a Bath and Body Works gift, like little basket. We have a lot of letters out to people, so hopefully next week things will come in. If you guys want to donate, we can, whatever you want, make a basket. We'll take donations. If you want to do, honestly, like gift cards for art supplies, stuff like that we can gift Yasmin would be great. Also, like any way you can help out, reach out to Rich, reach out to Jeff, Taury, me. My email and my DM is all over the event page on Facebook. So yeah, help us out. Come have fun.
Yeah, I've been collecting clothes and toys and things for their kid and everything. So if you have any of that kind of stuff, you can feel free to bring that down as well, or you can bring it down to the open mic on Tuesdays, or just at the V Spot in general. Just put it. They'll put it aside and they'll know what it's for. So
I made some IO, some cards.
You did
for Ryan? Yeah, free back. IOU a back massage.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do that for him again?
For him, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I thought you used all those last year.
I probably should have said that. I forgot. Yaz is probably gonna see this, but you know what I mean. I'm not making those.
So, from the mouths of Ryan and Yaz, real quick, I want Rich and Taury. I've been talking to them a lot. I'm sure you guys have as well. But the most important thing right now is they've already been expressing how grateful they are for what you guys have already done for them. Like I spoke to them last Sunday, and just speaking to them, they're almost in tears about how grateful they are with how much the community's already come together. So let's make this Sunday like the last hurrah for this and fucking kill it, because they are so thankful right now. I speak to Ryan once a day, and it's hard when I'm talking to him for one of us not to start getting into tears because of how magical this whole moment has been. When you brought up that stuff to them, I probably spoke with Ryan for an hour, and his voice, he was so happy. His voice hit such a high pitch. I couldn't even hear what he was saying on the phone. Do you know what I mean? Like it just sounded like a dog whistle the whole time. I'm like, so it's been really magical so far. So like everybody pat yourselves on the back as far as now, even.
Yeah, there was one kid. He said his kid likes Beyblade stuff, which I know nothing about at all. So the one kid donated his whole thing with all the little toys and stuff in it, and then he gave him his Game Boy.
Yeah, there was a DS in there. He said
Nintendo DS
games.
With a whole bunch of games. The kid he asked his mom about. He's like, Mom, what are you collecting this stuff for? And the kid had, talk about raising a kid right.
Yeah,
heard this story and went, oh well, he needs it more. I'm gonna go get my Game Boy.
Dude, isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That
his parents did not ask him to do that.
Whoever that little kid is, we need to elect him. Exactly,
right?
Make him president
right now.
People with actual empathy.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
Also, Rich just dated himself. He's old as us. He said Game Boy.
I did.
Yes,
I had that original big chunky Game Boy you could murder somebody with on the playground.
Literally.
I think if Ryan's kid actually got a Game Boy in there, it'd probably be a murder on his hands at this point. I'd be pretty jealous if you got a Game Boy at this point.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. I would love to have a Game Boy. Don't fit in your pocket. Game Boy. Nah, that's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, this is what community is. This is what we're supposed to do as people. We're supposed to care about each other. We're supposed to help each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you should have even more incentive to help when there's people that are as good of human beings as they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I wasn't as close to Ryan as I am and Yaz, like I would still want to help. Just because like their energy and aura of just being good people. And if you paying attention to anything going on in this world now, we need more good people thriving, not just surviving, living and procreating and raising their young to be good people too, because we need all the good we can get, because god damn. That shit is rough right now.
Hallelujah. So if you're a good person, you'll be at the V Spot next Sunday. All good people.
That's true. That's
and
true.
you're gonna be entertained. Like it's not like we ask you to come out to something and it's not good. I'm gonna toot my horn. I'm a funny motherfucker. These some funny motherfuckers. That's a funny motherfucker off camera. These artists are some talented people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and right now you get to see some of the hottest people in this area for $5.
True. I told my sewing class full of old ladies tonight about the benefit and stuff, and I was like, it's $5, and they're like, only $5, and old people are fucking cheap.
Yeah,
they're like $5 for raffles, so $5. All right.
I mean, I'm going purely because I want to. Ryan is just such like a happy person all the time. So it's so troubling to see somebody go through something like that when they bring so much positivity to things. But I miss him saying Happy Tuesday every time. It makes my Tuesday, because nobody else thinks to say Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It just makes you feel good inside. So I look forward to that. Even though it won't be Tuesday, it'll be Sunday. But he can tell me happy Sunday, whatever. That's
Yeah.
Word. I want to hear some.
his excellent impressions.
Yeah, he's got good
I
impressions.
got a little old Mexican lady at work that reminds me of fucking Ryan.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She just, bro, when she was on vacation for a week, I was a little bit sad at work. Not seeing her in the morning give me that high, like it fuck with me. Like, so it's, you know what I mean? Like
Shout
the
out
same
to
thing.
Puerto
Like they
Rico.
don't look alike. Like Ryan, I don't mean that. It's disrespectful to this Mexican lady. But no, she's they just, you know what I mean? Like you like, I'm happy when I see that motherfucker. I'm happy when I see him on stage. And I ain't saying that shit because we doing the show and all this about it, because he's just my dude, man. It's just my guy.
Are we getting paid for being on this? Are we getting paid for being on this?
I already got paid.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'll expect my check soon.
Yeah, I just, I get an extra bonus if I say 15 nice things about Ryan.
How many am I at?
I wasn't counting. You don't have to worry about my money, white
All
man.
right. Fair enough.
By the way, I hate Jeff's shoes. I
love these shoes.
I fucking hate them so much.
They're not bad.
These are awesome Converse. I don't know how you don't like them. You're just jelly.
A little bit, I am.
Is there anything else we want to mention before we get out of here?
No, just fucking come.
Just fucking come as hard as you can.
Yep.
Semen retention. Save it until Sunday and then come.
Listen,
I made it weird.
I'm gonna put down this dick-looking microphone.
listen, come out, have a good time. It's a good show. It's good people. Great entertainment for $5 damn. You can walk away with some baskets, some things. They got good food there at the V spot. They got great drinks. Vinny's a good dude as well. Thank you to him as well for letting us put this on. Thank you to everybody working the door. Thank you, Rich, for allowing us to be here on the pod to promote this beautiful thing that we're doing for our friend. Thank you for Brian for being Batman, weird like in the corner over there.
Hands to Brian. Hands to Brian. Can we do that?
Like, you know what I mean?
All right,
like,
no. He's
no, you
he's
know,
dead.
yeah. These sleepy times. And just thank you all in general to everybody who already donated or shared our events or whatever. Man, we greatly appreciate it because, good people need to be shown that, their goodness actually means something and accounts for something in this world. And they don't do good just for some get back. They're just fucking good people. You heard the cat story.
If you are looking for some awesome paintings, please, and if there's anybody listening out there that loves me individually, go and buy a painting from Oh Yeah's Art on Instagram.
Yeah.
Please just go buy something from her. That's all. Love you.
Word. I might have been psychedelic in looking at
There
this
he is.
painting that she made for me.
Yeah.
Look at
Sorry,
that mouth.
Angelia, I'm
Look at
not
that
trying
mouth.
That's just some of
Wait, look
it.
at both.
Like,
Do we look at together as a couple?
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, you're gonna get some weird ass DMs tonight. You're gonna get all type of frog gifts and shit.
she also does like amazing oil paintings and stuff. She does amazing
Motherfucker
oil
gonna be in
paintings.
green body paint on a lily pad. Like Angelia.
Just up Brian's head. He's such a dork.
All right. Well, I'll put up the flyer here. That's the. That won't.
Yes.
Nice.
So, Artist to Artist, a benefit for friends, will feature 5 comedians and 4 musical acts on Sunday, February 5th from 3 to 6 p.m. at the V Spot in Scranton. Admission is $5 at the door, and there'll be raffles and art for sale to support Ryan Flaherty and Yasmin Waheed. So, thank you so much to everybody who tuned in tonight. And if you enjoyed the show, please like, share, do all that good social media stuff. Get some more positivity out there. I'm kind of sick of seeing the same stuff in my social media feeds time after time. So if you enjoyed this, if you had a good time, even if you just tuned in a part of it, you watched the whole thing, whatever the case may be, please like, share, and all that good stuff, at least to get the word out about this benefit as well. We really want to pack the place. We really want to see a ton of people there. That's Sunday, February 5th.
Love you too, yes.
And we got comments about Our producer's all on top of it.
Yeah, he's good.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. And thank you guys for coming in and doing this podcast.
Thank you, Rich. It was an honor, bud.
Yes, this was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm sure we'll see you guys again soon.
I would like to be back on to talk Ticketmaster and Taylor Swift controversy bullshit with you. I know how passionate you are, so please invite me back so we can have a nice conversation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm all on that. Let's talk about that on Majority Report.
I literally just watched the Senate hearing on that. It was like 2.5 hours. I watched the entire
I knew as soon as all this shit was mentioned, the first thing that popped in my head was Rich. Rich is one of the most fucking passionate people I've ever met about Ticketmaster stuff. You've been preaching that before people even knew what Ticketmaster was. You were like, this is not good. This is not a good thing.
Yeah,
and it's proven time and time again. You are absolutely correct on that.
And it's gotten so crazy extreme.
And it's only going to get worse unless this is all changes, right?
Yeah, I really hope that they
do.
If they break them up again, that would be such a big help. But the whole dynamic pricing thing,
it's crazy.
That put it over the top. Yeah. I think that was kind of the last straw for a lot of people.
Well, I hope so. I hope most people realize that you can actually sell your own tickets on your own website very easily. That's all you need to do, guys.
And so please go and support independent shows, small
Yep.
shows like these guys here do. Any other shows coming up we should know about?
February 11th in Pins in New Hartford. It's a bowling alley and arcade. Are you on that?
Yep.
Nice. Those shows are always
alleys,
fun.
Arcades, wherever you can.
Yeah. Oh man, there's axe throwing there. There's booze. There's bowling, and what else is there? A mall. There's a mall there too. But they're great. They're fantastic shows. I love going out there.
Yeah, I actually have a show the day before, but I haven't really been promoting that. And I'm sorry to the people in that show, but y'all are very good at promoting and y'all are filling seats and y'all know how much the day after means to me. So, cool. If you want to go out to that show, I'll be doing some longer time. You'll see it on my social media. But if I had my way, come out to the one the day after. No disrespect to nobody.
All right, everybody. Well, hopefully you catch these guys on a Tuesday at the NEPA Scene Open Mic or at any of their shows coming up. Definitely, we'll see you at Artist to Artist, a benefit for friends on February 5th at the V Spot. And have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
about to smoke some of this purple shit I got at the crib. They calling my name. I was gonna smoke